Yes. It's steel.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Keeping it real.
Hello, and
Welcome back
to the channel. My name is Steven, and this is Steel Keeping It Real. Now, I've been gone for a couple of days, but I'm really excited to be doing Female Friday this particular time because I have a couple of selections that I think you all will like. I hope you all will like, but I think you all will like. So the first one that I'm going to do is an English group called Soho. Now, back in the late 1990, early 1991, they had a hit song with Hippy Chick. Now, if you hear this song and you're of my age or even younger, you'll notice that the song starts off with a sample of the Smiths' How Soon Is Now. And then it goes into their little thing, but it still has those elements of the beginning of the Smiths' How Soon Is Now starts off. So the early 90s were very confused because you had all these like dance groups from the late 80s going into the 90s, like CNC Music Factory and Black Box and Mars and Snap, all these groups with these kind of songs. And you also had grunge happening and hair metal dying, but Metallica becoming really mainstream, and hip hop was now being really accepted, and you had Yo MTV Raps on MTV at that time frame, and R&B was kind of dying out. It was I think R&B kind of died out around 1995 with Jodeci. After that, there's really not any like the R&B of the 70s and the 80s anymore. It's like those were left behind. You had a lot more R&B artists trying to put rappers on their things to become more prevalent. So let's get back to Soho. And like I said, I hope you guys do like this. Without any further ado, here is Soho and Hippy Chick.
Your
Okay, so that is Soho and Hippy Chick. So one thing you might also have noticed is that the beat, when it started off, it almost sounded like Soul Soul's Back to Life at the very beginning. And Back to Life would have come out in the 80s, so they would have had to have sampled it from that in order to have it there in the late 90s or in the early 90s to be sampled. So, if you thought you were seeing double, you weren't. They are twin sisters, so there are two separate people there. Not, I don't even think that we had special effects like that. Not for music videos, but I believe Michael Jackson would have already had black and white where you could, morph in and out. So if you had the money, you could do it. But not for that. So that was Soho and Hippy Chick. Now, early 90s, I was floating in and around the Ohio State campus, and it is really kind of weird, the kind of music that you are exposed to, and rightfully so. When you leave your parents' house and you go on your own, you are going to be exposed to different types of music, and you tend to form what you do and do not like. Now, I don't think there's anything like the late 80s, early 90s campus kind of stuff, because you had so much going on. You had bands like the Counting Crows, the Black Crows, Hootie and the Blowfish, as well as all the grunge bands that were coming out at that time. And bands like that would target college campuses, and of course go on the MTV or the American Bandstand or the Soul Train or whatever outlet that they could go on, Headbangers Ball on MTV, whatever outlet that they could go on to. But their main goal or their main target group was college teens. So, this would have been the perfect song, because when you're first going to college and you are exposed to something like the Smiths and going to new wave clubs, and I think I can't even remember the club that was on, Crazy Mamas, back on campus back in the late 80s, early 90s, did all the alternative new wave goth type of music. And so you would have heard the Smiths' How Soon Is Now there, and then if somebody played this song, So, that is it for this particular video. I do want to thank you all for commenting. As you did see the other night, I did answer almost all of the comments that had been there. So please continue to like, subscribe, share, comment, and peace.